Muffinomicon by Sierra 7. As the sun dropped below the vibrant horizon, Derpy trotted out of Fluttershy's cottage, saddlebag slung over her back. The day had been nice. She had visited her friends, eaten muffins, burnt down a field, and disrupted an advanced Pegasus weather maneuver. Wait, maybe it was on 2 fields. Long story short, Rainbow had told her to just get lost in the Everfree, and that was exactly what she intended to do. After all, why would a Pegasus as cool as Rainbow Dash give her bad advice? The Grey Mare could think of no plausible reason.
Um, are you sure you really want to do this, Derpy? The Everfree is terribly dangerous, especially at night. That is, if you aren't set on going there.
Fluttershy squeaked. Social interaction wasn't her strong suit, but even she felt compelled to warn the lovable Cluds. As she spoke, a strong blast of wind shook the forest, sending a menacing hiss of rustling leaves through the cold winter air. Well, as menacingly as a group of trees could be.
Yes, Rainbow Dash sent me to this quest, and I must fulfill it to the best of my abilities. Maybe if I do this, I can join the weather team.
Derpy was incredibly excited by the prospect, itching to set off into the dark forest. It'd certainly be an adventure. Fluttershy grudgingly lowered her head in defeat. If this mare wanted to do something, she would do it. She wasn't the sharpest of ponies, but she was stubborn.
Oh, okay, but just promise me you'll be back before morning. Unless you want to come back later. It's just, well, I want to make sure you're safe. Don't worry, Fluttershy. What's the worst that could go wrong?
The pink and yellow mare promptly face-hoofed. As the last rays of Celestia's sun cast eerie orange shadows across Fluttershy's porch, Derpy flexed her wings and checked her saddlebags. Once the 2 muffin-shaped clasps were done up, the mare trotted onto the wind-swept track leading into the forest.
Be strong, Derpy. You can do this. If Rainbow Dash told you to do it, it should be a piece of muffin. Right?
The mare gulped. As she cantered through the dark woods, she took note of her surroundings. The track had ended a while ago, but she had carried on regardless. The leaves rustled, unseen animals hissed and squeaked, and the light cast unnerving shadows through the clearing. Derpy sat down under a tall willow, opening her saddlebags and retrieving her meager rations. A bag of freshly baked muffins. The mare truly had no idea of what ration should consist of. Toilet had said a word a while ago, and she guessed it meant food. Taking a small nibble of the soft sponge, she relaxed. Muffins were good, and didn't make fun of her like the other ponies. Granted, her poor eyesight made navigating the forest hard, but she had made it. She was truly lost.
Rainbow is going to be so proud.
The mare grinned, taking another bite. Seconds later, she was left with a few crumbs in her hoof.
Aw, why do they always do that? I wish muffins would last forever.
That can be arranged.
Ah!
Cried the mare, racing from the clearing. In hindsight, it would have been easier to fly, but in post-hindsight, she never fought and was that good at flying. She gathered herself mentally, and then reached to grab something out of her saddle,
Yes, strange pony. They are in the clearing with me. Come.
The mysterious voice hissed again, scaring Derpy even more. The voice didn't come from a particular direction, it encompassed her mind. Its command compelled her, and she slowly trotted back into the clearing.
Good. We can get started.
What are you? Where are you? Who are you?
She whinnied, looking around. Her eyes, one of them anyway, were drawn at the glowing green light, hidden below a fallen tree.
Closer.
She picked the immaculate book up, looking it over. It had a mysterious symbol on the front. It radiated a cold chill, and Derpy shivered.
Do not fear, pony. I am to do your bidding.
What are you?
I am the Necronomicon, Tome of Souls.
Do you have any muffins, Necronomicon something?
Muffins? I am possibly the most important spellbook in the face of Equi.
So, no muffins.
The mare looked down sadly.
Fine. I'm sure I can transmute some of these spells to create what you want. I must warn you though, this will be complex arcano magic. I will need to draw on your love of muffins, the same way changelings do. Think of the happiest time you have ever been with a muffin.
Okay, Mr. Book.
Derpy thought long and hard. The choice was not easy. There were chocolate muffins, fruit muffins, breakfast muffins, muffins of all varieties, shapes, and sizes. But there was one muffin that stood out from the rest. It was flavored with banana, soft chunks of white chocolate encased in a perfect sponge, and topped with crusted pecans. It would do.
Okay, Mr. Book, ready when you are.
The Necronomicon sighed. It had hoped for at least an apprentice necromancer, or failing at that, even a teacher, some pony that would understand its significance.
And so we begin.
Flashes of green light burst from the book, illuminating the clearing in its eerie glow. Leaves rustled, and the storm clouds above began swirling.
Tenebri vire supra, hoc muffin act aeternam, vos appello, sio spiritus muratus, muffin aeterna secula iet effet.
Chanted the tome, rising into the air on its own accord. It hovered, encased in green lighting, as Derpy looked on. This was cool! Muffin crumbs rose from the ground, gathering in a spinning ball of darkness. There was a flash. Derpy picked herself off of the ground. The clearing was untouched, her saddlebags were lying where she left them. There was no sign of the tome or any of its effects. The sky was normal. Well, for the Everfree. She trotted over, hefting her saddlebags up. The whole thing must have been a hallucination, probably the effect of a bad muffin. Speaking of which, Derpy reached into her saddlebags absently, reaching for a muffin.
There.
She pulled it free and took a bite. It was amazing. Notes of banana and white chocolate danced on her tongue, lovingly accompanied by the crisp, refreshing taste of the pecans. She went to take another bite, and paused. It was unblemished. There was still a muffin in her mouth, but it had regrown. A single tear ran down Derpy's cheek. The end.